Howdy y'all, Dean Still here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead and music news, reporting on Foxborough. I got so many memories from Foxborough. The old Sullivan Stadium, it was 89, a great show. A couple years ago we got that on the night out at the movies, and that was, I love that choice. That one, we all had good audience tapes of that, but not too many soundboards circulated. If any at all. There's some technical glitches even on that movie. We didn't care. It was a great show. We were all just happy to be able to see it and hear it. I wish they'd let more video go. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they got a ton of great video. I'm really excited about the video for this year's night out at the movies. You got Giant Stadium in 91, a raging show, boy. We were there. I believe that's the night we got rained on like crazy. If you were holding paper, you were high for a week, as we all just got severely saturated, and that was a rager all the way through. That was Dark Star teases all the way through the whole thing. You want a piece of, you want to get to the night out at the movies this year. That's a good one. That show is a motherfucker. Anyway, Foxborough, Sullivan Stadium in 92, you got a great show there in 90 as well. And I was thinking about songs I'd like to hear Dead & Company play. I'd love, in 90, the encore, you get The Last Time and We Bid You Goodnight. And that was just a strong show, a strong encore. And that's The Last Time moved around a little bit before it found its home out of space. I would love to hear this band do The Last Time Out of Space. I think it would sound great on them. I don't know about anyone else, but as I get older and we've had friends, you know, pass and move on, and you know, every great moment you have, you cherish. So with your kids, with your family, with the people you love, at Dead & Company concerts, they could all be the last time. And really, that song I always loved, We're On. That was probably my favorite post-space We're tune. Once they started putting that there, I love to hear that. Anyway, I think it'd be great on this band. Let's just get to Foxborough, right? Shut the fuck up, Dean. Talk about the show. We get it underway with Eyes. This is strong, like they're killing it right out of the gates. This horse is running. I thought everything sounded good immediately. I was happy they were opening with Eyes. Let's get right to it. Why warm up? It seemed like they did the stretching off stage. They could hit the stage, hit the ground running. Eyes was great. I absolutely loved it. You get Deal after that, and we're keeping the rage going. This is moving along powerfully, and everything's got a lot of punch, and these jams are really good. I'm loving this. This is I'm having a good time here, thinking, woo, keep it going. You get Black Throw to win next, but my favorite first set, We're Tune, that was outstanding. I see a dude there on the rail. He's making prayer hands. Sometimes you just have that moment, boy. You just connect. The music becomes more than music. It's just a story unfolding, telling you about you, and you're there in the midst of it. Just sometimes the only thing you can do is prayer hands. That's all you can do sometimes. Anyway, Black Throw to win there. After that, you get Mayer starts playing Big Boss Man. They stopped that as a wrong song. They say, I thought it was great. Keep going with Big Boss Man. Might have been divine error. Anyway, it sounded like they started playing Big Boss Man. It wasn't the right thing, I guess, that was on the list. They play Easy Wind. Easy Wind was great. John was amazing on that. Listen, the motherfucker's a stone jack baller. He really is. He got a great watch. I've only seen him, I think, wear one watch this tour. Yeah, they usually got a few different ones. That motherfucker got some watches. So I'm not hating him for it. I think those are some nice motherfuckers. If I had an absurd amount of money, I might get one. I don't know if I'd ever wear it, but I certainly would get a few. Anyway, so we got Easy Win was out of sight, a really good time. Mayer just knocks it out of the park. You get Loser after that. They're not letting up. This thing is good. The jams on that is funny. At one point, that last jam that really comes to just that amazing climax. So when it started with it, the note that kind of gets that whole thing moving in that direction, I was just kind of looking and I'm like, here's this thin guy and he's playing this note and it sounds kind of thin to me. And my mind went to Albany in '90. That loser, that's the motherfucker. And Garcia and this fat guy and this fat note that he used to just get that whole procession moving onwards and upwards with. And then I quickly was able to dismiss it because John just started raging on that. He killed it. But don't get me mistaken, it's not Albany '90, but he killed it. I mean, really, I thought that was really, really good. I'm having a good time here. You get Big Railroad. Now, listen, we're just going to keep on raging. Big Railroad, great. Love that one. Back in the day, we didn't get a lot of Big Railroads, kind of like it is now. They didn't play a ton of them, but so I always loved them when they did, and I thought Big Railroad was, that tune was raging. Bird Song's up next. Man, this is a Bird Song, boy. They're jamming that one just right. They're stretching time and space. They're making you look inward. These jams are forcing you to reevaluate a lot of things around you, and so if you pass the test, you become out a stronger human. It's that kind of jams going on in the Bird Song. There'd be more of them later in the Dark Star. So the bluesy kind of jam at the end of the Bird Song, it seemed like they were going to go into New Speedway. It sounded like they were going to go into New Speedway. They've done that sandwich before, and then somebody just pulls the ripcord and you get that out of nowhere, almost that last verse of Bird Song hits you. And I mean, I thought that was beautiful. That was good. That was a good time. It just seemed to me like John was playing with his whole being tonight. He really was fully invested in the moment. It's funny. Then up next we get Boxer Rain, and everybody starts messaging me like I'm just dying to say bad shit about these guys, and I'm not. I love the band. I love the music. I spend a lot of time on it, and I don't look for reasons to hack on the band. And so people start messaging me like, oh, you can't wait to listen. The teleprompter's froze. He doesn't know the words. They hadn't played this song in over a year. They didn't play it last year. It was on the table. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted to sing it. So whatever, it's back. They're going for it. When you're reaching for the gold ring and you fall, man, I'm not going to hate on you for that because you're reaching for the gold ring. You're looking to do something fantastic. If you screw up something that's not very good in the first place, I don't know. I mean, I might throw a little bit of a rock at you, but I mean, I'm not looking to hurt you. Anyway, we're take two. We just stopped the whole thing. Take two. And I thought take two was great. I thought they did a great job. Wasn't perfect, but like I said, I'm not looking for reasons to bitch when the music is full of energy and they're going for it. Hey man, this is good times. I'm glad. Take two to me was fine. Sounded good. I like to hear it. It's probably the only song, Grateful Dead song, that I'll think, man, I really like Phil on that. It's probably the only one, but anyway, John, great job on Box, boy. It was that first run through. It was a box of pain, but we got to it on take two, and I like the fact that they're going for it. Anyway, intermission comes. Everybody probably hugs each other and says, "Oh, it was the greatest first set ever." Anyway, with the second set starts, we get Help on the Way. Help on the Way, if I'm not, I could be mistaken. I thought I saw an Amish lady on the rail during Help on the Way. I thought it was an Amish lady. I could be mistaken. I thought I saw my friend Michelle Romero on the stream during Bucket in SPAC, and we watched last night. She stopped by. It wasn't her. I said, Binky, you were on the stream tonight. I know that was Binky. I saw you a bunch of times. I was waiting to see you with fucking ice cream cone and the peace sign. On the stream, you were dancing your heart out. Looked great out there, feeling it. Love you forever. Anyway, I thought there was an Amish woman there on the rail. I could be mistaken. Slipknot comes up at the beginning of Slipknot. The camera pans to O'Teal, and he's in a full-blown groovy motherfucker mode. He is he's just thumping away at that. Listen, this one, the Slipknot, I thought was was great. This one I liked better than the one in Chicago. I thought it had a lot to offer. John is really learning how to, he reaches into that bowl of soup, boy. He grabs a noodle and he keeps on pulling until there's nothing left but broth. And when that brother's done, he slowly feeds the noodle right back into the bowl of soup. I mean, he really is learning how to bend time and space with his playing. I thought it was outstanding. As far out, man. I mean, I thought that was some outstanding stuff. The jams and Franklin's, during some of those jams, funny sometimes when you see a timestamp on a song and you'll think, boy, is really that all it was? Because I really felt like I rearranged my whole life during the course of some of those solos. And that's how I felt like during some of the Franklin solos. I think I rearranged my entire life in different ways during the course of some of those solos. And this was going to get better because you got He's Gone. There you go. Just keep rearranging shit mentally. It was beautiful. They were going through that. I thought that sounded great. Then the Dark Star drops. And you get the whole enchilada, nothing broken up. You get the whole thing all the way through in the middle, boy. Really, that got gooey in there. We were, but now those jams got so funky. I'm questioning the order that I rearranged things to during Franklin's. So now, this is fun. This is mental gymnastics. I know I'm getting mentally stronger as a result of this experience. Dark Star, that music was bending and it was funky. And then John was bluesy and almost parts of it sounded like Gilmore-esque kind of. He got bluesy and then Jeff was getting jazzy and... well, man, there was some stuff happening, boy. They were tripping that one up. That one was making me feel like $1 million. It gave me a lot of time to rearrange things mentally. Now I think I'm in perfect tune now. You hit the tuning fork. I'm resonating right there at the same vibration. Feeling like a groovy motherfucker after that. Anyway, Drums in Space gets you next. And both of them great. Drums, I like a lot of time was spent on the acoustic drums without a whole lot of the sampling or electric stuff. Mickey spent a lot of time with Oteil and Billy banging away on the acoustics. The Space segment, really, really cool parts in there. But towards the end of that Space segment, my ear caught Oteil doing some incredible stuff there in Space. Really, just the whole band adding a ton. That was just beautiful to hear. Stella comes out of Space. Weir seemed a little bit ahead of the moment on that one. He was rushing his lines a little bit. Whatever. To me, the band sounding good. Like I said, I'm really not looking for fly, shit, and pepper. I'm just making mention of stuff so we can have a conversation. That's all. Not Fade Away after that. The Not Fade Away is full of life and love and power. And that's what we've come to expect from that. Going down the road feeling bad. Listen, John gets cornbread and beans. Oteil, he's gone where the chilly winds don't blow. He's in Florida now. He went right where the chilly winds don't blow. Anyway, John gets the cornbread and beans. The jams were fine through that. You get to the Not Fade to finish it off, the little reprise there. And then it's just strong. The chant is strong because the show is strong. Everyone has just had an opportunity to rearrange their molecules. They're in proper tune. And then it's a good chant. And then they come out and... You know, you're in the airport, you're catching a flight, you got to drop a deuce, and you don't like that when you're in the airport anyway. It's not one of those places you want to feel like you have to do that. You go into the stall there, you got to make half a fucking bird nest there in order to sit down. You take the ass gasket, right? They got the thing with the hole in it, little tissue thing. It takes you forever to get your little nest ready. And you turn around, and it's one of those auto flush toilets, catches your shower, all that work just flushes right down the toilet. I hate when that happens. Now, it's not a big deal. It's probably just a minor inconvenience. And that's what the wait is, really. Listen, on behalf of the way, it was funny, I've been going and listening back on some Grateful Dead waits. And because I liked the song when the Grateful Dead, I was there when they busted it out, Nassau, I believe it was. Loved it when Garcia stepped up to the mic, belted out that first verse. absolutely loved it. Got the chills like all over the place. And I loved it. And I went back and listened to him, and that last verse that Weir just sounds atrocious on, he sang it just like that all throughout the years. And I never knew that, because that last verse, the whole band used to sing it together. So his nonsense was buried in everybody else singing it. It might be a good idea on that last verse to the whole band sing it together like they used to back in the day. That'd be a wonderful way for everybody to be together. Anyway, listen, I hated it much less than I usually do. I thought the harmonies were improved. Anyway, I love you forever. Live action for me at City. I was grateful. I hope I get to do. Grateful that they didn't play that. I hope I get that one. I thought Foxborough was outstanding. I really did. I can deal with some hiccups. I can deal with some mistakes. Doesn't bother me when they're playing strong once they get to play, and I'm pretty happy about it. And I thought tonight the music was great. Love you long time. See you all at City tomorrow night.